We're going to stand by just for a minute so we can get a quorum. Looks like we're ready to go. Please give your attention to the emergency evacuation procedure.
Before we get started, let me read the emergency evacuation procedures. In the event of an emergency evacuation, an alarm will sound. Everyone should exit the building by way of the nearest stairwell in a safe and effective manner. If the nearest stairwell is blocked by smoke, use the other stairwell. Do not use the elevator. Once you have reached the main floor, follow the exit signs to exit the building and quickly proceed away from the building. Please be mindful of others evacuating and of emergency vehicles.
The Purchasing Commission will please come to order. Clerk, please read the roll.
Mayor Ed Mitchell. Here. Commissioner Sean Carter.
We do have a quorum. Clerk, would you please read the call for the meeting?
Public notice of called meeting. The Blount County Government Purchasing Commission will meet Wednesday, December 2nd, 2015 at 1 p.m. in room 430 at the Blount County Courthouse in Maryville, Tennessee. The purpose of the meeting is for 1, approval of
The chair will now recognize any member of the public for the purpose of the public input on the items of the call. I have 3 minutes.
Cut me on. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I came here today to give you a little background on what this public item is going to do for the Highway Department. I've been Highway Superintendent since 1994, and we worked under this 57 Purchasing Act ever since I've been superintendent and before. That limit at that time was $2,000. with an $800 before we got quotes. In 2005, we lobbied, I'm talking the Highway Officials Association, lobbied the General Assembly to help us increase that in Nashville level and bring it home to get the commission to adopt an increase of $10,000. At that time, we thought we were good. We were able to operate a little easier. We were able to get the things that we needed without having to go through and wait on the bid process so hard and so intent. So the General Assembly seen the need for that. I presented this to our commission back then. They adopted it, and now it's gone to the point that we're still in the dark ages per se. This helped us for the longest time. But right now, we need to move forward to the 21st century. The General Assembly saw the need for that themselves. No one, to my knowledge, lobbied them last year to adopt this new bill to bring that limit up to $25,000 with a 40% before we had to start getting quotes. I would encourage you all, and I've got Mr. Cox, my purchasing director, here to go over some of the things that we've had to do here in the past year that really prolonged and delayed the process of getting some equipment that we desperately needed repaired. And if you would allow him to speak just for a minute, please, I would encourage this committee to adopt this and send it on to the full commission with the full commission support. So, thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you all. Thank you. Jimmy, if you would. Can I do that, Mr. Chairman?
Thank you. I wasn't expecting to speak, but I'll do my best. I think that this will not only benefit the highway department, but the entire county as a whole. The cost of living itself in the past few years have skyrocketed. It makes my job, and I know it makes the purchasing department here at the courthouse's job, very difficult to function under the guidelines we have now. For example, I was in need of some snowplow equipment. It took me 2 days to get the quotes together just to process that. If it was under the limits that y'all are proposing now, it would already been here and been done. I wouldn't have to worry about it. So it's not only time saving, it's time that I could be spent doing other things to benefit the highway department instead of trying to get the pricing together. So hopefully that'll help you get an idea of where we're at, and be happy to answer any questions that you have. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Anyone else? Okay. We're going to go back to the original part of the call, and that the chair will stand for a motion to approve the minutes of the September Purchasing Commission meeting. So moved. Moved by, who made the, Mayor? Do I have a second? I moved and seconded. Call for the vote.
Mitchell. Yes. Hillis.
Yes.
Laura Floyd. Yes. Longhurst. Yes.
Okay, the vote passes 4 in favor, 1 absentee. Okay. Chair now recognizes the purchasing agent to present the information requested.
Good afternoon. As you all may recall, we are under the 1957 Purchasing Act. And currently in 2005, as Mr. Dunlap had stated, the legislature allowed us to increase our bid limit, our formal bid limit, to $10,000. And in 2007, the full commission adopted that resolution to allow us to work under the 2005 Act. And this year, the legislature again has allowed us to increase our bid limit to $25,000. Let me say that nothing will change in our office. Our procedures are still the same thing. It's still an open public process. This will just allow us to streamline business, to do not only business more efficiently, but to allow our office to drive the quotes. We would like to be able to be more active in that process. So if someone from the highway department calls and says they need quotes on items, we will help them in that process, if not drive it ourselves. So to me, this is more of a housekeeping issue to keep up with the times for inflation. And if you have any other questions for me, I'd be happy to answer them at this time.
The chair will now entertain a motion for changing the threshold.
Mr. Chair, I make a motion, we adopt a resolution to increase the threshold for which public advertising and sealed competitive bids for proposals are required.
We have a motion. Do we have a second? Have a second by Mr. Longhurst. Call for the question.
Mitchell,
Yes.
Hillis,
Yes.
Floyd. Longhurst.
The vote passes 4, 1 absentee, to send the motion, or send the measure to commission, and that will be done at the next commission meeting. So it passes 4 to 1 abstention or 1 absentee, and therefore we are adjourned.